Hi there, it's nearly Christmas. Are you ready to do some decorating? Perhaps you've decorated your house already. Well, here's a decoration you could make for your house. It's a very simple star. This side I've used paper bits. The other side I've used lots of shiny sequins. Have a look, see what you think. A star decoration to hang on the tree or in your window. I've done mine double-sided. So very easy. You will need some white card or another pale colour. You'll need some scrap paper. You will need some shiny bits and pieces. You could use sequins. You could use wrapping paper that you've cut up into little pieces, or even ribbon that you've just chopped into little bits. Ooh, shiny stars. You will need glue. If you're using sequins, you will definitely need the PVA glue. You will need scissors, pencil, ruler, and a hole punch. And if you're using the PVA glue, you really would appreciate your damp cloth. So here we go. Very simple. First thing to do is to make a star shape. So fold your scrap paper in half and then decide what size you would like your star to be. This one is about 12 centimetres from point to point. This one, I'll show you, is 16 centimetres from point to point. So if I hold my hand next to it, you get a feel for the size. I'm going to just make one. I'm going to make one that is the 8, the 16. So I'm going to want to have 8 across the bottom because it's half of 16. You may remember this from the last session. And then I want 16 on the length, so I want to get to 0 at the bottom and 16 on the fold. Oops, it just moved. There we go. Cut that out. We now have your equilateral triangle. You will then need your card, and that piece isn't big enough. So I'll have this piece. Now, if you're going to do lots of these, I do suggest you make a card version because it's just so much easier to draw around. So I'm going to put this on here. Make sure there's plenty of space at the bottom because you're going to need to go down with the point. Just draw around your triangle. Doesn't have to be exact. You don't even need to do the middle bit. There we go. Turn it round the other way and then line it up by eye. Draw again. Making sure you overlap these lines so you can see where the corners are. Oops. And you can see it's a bit more tricky to do with paper, much easier with card, and then cut out. So you're cutting into your corners. So start at the points, cut into the corners. Makes it so much easier to cut. And here we go again. And in here, cut into that corner. Okay, you see, I'm going to leave the rest of that. You don't need to watch me cutting. When you've got it cut out, you've got it like this, you'll see there are lots of lines on there. Before you give it to your child, turn it over so it's a nice, clean one. If you're going to do both sides of it, then you will need to rub these marks out before they start gluing. And then it's just a case of pop some glue on and decorate away. So I'm going to use some of the sequins. With the sequins, I've got some nice ones here that are quite Christmassy. This one's got a present. There's some angels in here. There's an angel. But do make sure that when you're dealing with the very young children, or if your child is still putting things in their mouths, that you make sure the sequins are not little ones. Take them out before you give them to the child. Be careful with them. Okay, I've got a nice little star there. If you're concerned, if any concerns over that, use the paper. Won't cause it anywhere near as problems, and the ribbon, which is so thin that it can't really get stuck in the same way. It might make your child cough if they swallow it, but that's about it. And stars, of course, can be used very easily. You could just use stars, and you don't need any glue for these. So just decorate away until your child is happy, and then leave it to dry. If you want to do it double-sided, you can either do that one side, leave it to dry, then turn over, or you cut out another identical one, in which case you will need to make a star template and keep it as accurate as possible so that you can cut out another one to decorate. Now, if you use wrapping paper, you will see there's a little bit happening here. There's a little bit of curl. That's because the wrapping paper is thin and the PVA glue is water-based. It causes a curl. So just wait until it's partly dried and just press it down again. And the only thing left to do when you've done all the decorating is to punch a hole and thread some ribbon through. And that's all there is to it. You can hang it up where you like. You can hang it on the tree. Smaller sizes work well on the tree. If you're going to put it on a wall, you may not even need to do the hole and ribbon. You can just pin it up. It's entirely up to you what you do with it, where you put them. It's a nice, easy and quick Christmas decoration. Once you've made your beautiful shiny star with paper bits or sequins, you can put it up somewhere in your house, in a window, on your tree, on a door, on the wall. Lots of places it could go to shine. Have a lovely Christmas. Look after yourselves. Bye.